Hey, what's up, you guys? You're watching Team APS. I'm with Terrell today, and YuGiOh has a lot of toxic players. A lot of people complain about this community. They say it's really bad, and this type of player is the problem. Well, in today's video, we have 5 telltale signs that maybe you are the toxic player.
First one we have as a sign that you might be a toxic player is you are one of those people that does more criticizing of the game than actually playing the game.
Yeah, you're the person who's kind of like telling everyone else what they did wrong in their game. You misplayed. You should have done this. You should have done that.
This deck is ass.
Yeah, your deck's bad. And through all the criticism, through all of the, kind of nitpicking and stuff, you yourself don't actually play that much. Yeah, suspiciously enough, you should have played. You played this deck completely wrong. I don't know why you're playing it. Your build sucks. Why aren't you running this?
You see two people dueling, you walk up to them, and you're just like,
you just kind of hover and just point out every single mistake that they made.
Why'd you do that?
Oh, God, you guys are so bad. Yeah. And just at the same time, where are your credentials?
Right.
What have you? Can you really say that you've done better? And the thing is, why is this toxic? Why is this bad? Because this means that you're bringing other people down.
Right.
Just disparaging other people, and for what? What does somebody get out of you insulting them for their misplays?
You make yourself feel superior. That's really
because these are the type of people who were like, you're not just saying, oh, you should have done this. You're just saying you're bad for whatever you did.
Right.
It's not, oh, here's my advice.
Right.
It's just
you could do this better.
Your deck sucks. Your deck sucks. It's bad. Why are you even playing this?
So what should I do better? This is bad. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, that's the worst. So I've got the next one. You treat the wins that you have like some kind of plateau, some kind of soapbox, a moral high ground where your wins at a regional, a YCS or whatever, almost make you a better person.
Right. When you equate your wins and your tops at the regionals or any YuGiOh event to some sort of life success, then you might be a toxic player.
And don't get me wrong, it's fine to be proud of those wins.
Definitely.
You tried hard for them and you won. It's not saying that they're not worth being proud of, but when you kind of assume that I'm better than you because I won a regional and you haven't, that makes me more qualified to get a job, or that makes me more qualified to.
So people should like me more because I have more invites.
Yeah, I'm a more likable person.
No,
that's really not it. That to me is like a sign of insecurity.
Definitely.
I'm saying,
swinging around a big stick for nothing. I mean, just being real.
Yeah, because YuGiOh it's worth being proud of, but at the same time, it's a card game. We're all kind of in this together, right?
Yeah. We're all in this together.
We're not trying to make divides here. I feel like that's toxic because that's just making a divide between you and other people. I'm too cool for this game, or I get these wins. It's so easy for me. How come you guys can't do it yourself?
I got 27 tops. What do you have? Oh, you got a job? Whatever.
I've seen people like that. Yeah. The ones where I don't have a job right now, and I can't afford my rent because I spend too much money on YuGiOh, but I've topped some regionals.
Right.
You haven't.
Yeah.
So even though you're paying your bills and keeping your family fed and keeping your life happy and you're exercising and you're eating healthy, it doesn't matter. I've got regional wins.
Right. I'm doing stuff in regionals. So.
Yeah. So your wins aren't you, right?
As a person. Which leads us to our next tip on what makes you a toxic player. Nobody wants to play you.
Yeah.
Ever.
You're the type of person at locals where when someone gets paired against you in a tournament,
they just don't enjoy it. They're like, oh fuck, I gotta play you.
No one wants to play you in friendlies.
Yeah, nobody ever challenges you to a casual game. If you're one of those people that's sitting at a table and you're probably a good player, but nobody ever wants to challenge you to a casual game, then it's not because you're good. It's kind of because you're just a shitty person. I'm just being honest.
Why would somebody not? What would be some of the things that would make someone not want to play you?
Rule sharkers. People who criticize everything that they play against. Like, oh, they sit there, I gotta play against you. Oh, this would be an easy win.
Yeah, your deck's gimmicky.
Right. Yeah.
You're a rule shark.
The generator.
You slow play in friendlies.
Right.
Because I've met people who. It's like, there's not a timer. We're playing a friendly
game. Right, it's a friendly game. What?
Why are you slow playing?
If you're in a hurry, just leave.
Those type of people. Yeah, right. What was one you said?
They like to insult their opponent while they're playing.
Yeah, they insult you while you play, and it's just...
Just your demeanor itself is just a reason to not want to be around you. So, of course,
people are so uptight. Right?
Like, they have to win. Even in I don't like playing a casual game where my opponent feels like he has to win. And I understand we want to win because that's what YuGiOh is. But if it's a casual game, I could give a shit less. You know what I mean? I understand if you're testing out a deck and you want to get the most optimal play that you can. Understood. But when we're playing this casual game, it is so important to you that you have to win. I just don't care to play you casually.
Yeah, and so it's definitely a sign that maybe you're the toxic player when nobody ever asks to play.
Right.
No one ever invites you to their table. No one ever tells you when they're coming to the card shop. They just don't want you there.
And they're like, hey,
you don't get invited to the playtesting session.
And you ask them if they want to play. They're like, I'm a little busy right now. I'm about to go play him instead.
Maybe you're the toxic one.
Yeah.
So my next one is that you're a sore loser.
Yes.
Your wins are fine. You're the best person ever.
You are the master.
But you lose.
They cheated. They stacked.
They stacked. Their deck's gimmicky.
Their deck's gimmicky.
Of course, it has to take one game. It's a gimmick deck. Their deck's degenerate.
They're playing stupid cards that no one's ever heard of. So
I got sacked.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Just all those little things where it's like,
or I didn't care.
Yeah,
I didn't care.
Whatever.
It was
whatever. It's just locals.
Yeah.
When you win the local tournament, oh my god, it's so good. But you lose local tournament, it's just locals. Like no one counts locals wins.
Yeah.
Just kind of those types of people where it's never their fault they lost.
Never.
They didn't get outplayed.
Right. This person isn't better than them.
How dare you suggest it? Right. That they got outplayed. Your deck's just whatever. You got a lucky one. You don't even play that deck well anyway. You weren't playing right, so I didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
I've actually heard that one. That's one of the. That one really gets me. It's like, oh, well, you're a bad player, so I didn't know how to play against you.
That's funny. And this leads us to our last topic. And we know, I'm pretty sure everybody knows someone like this. You are a person who doesn't actually seem to enjoy the game. You just find every problem with everything that the game has come out with thus far, and you.
Feels like the happiness has just been drained away.
Yeah, from you. Right?
You're the person who's always where's the ban list?
Right,
the ban list shows up. This ban list sucks.
The whole ban list waiting for nothing. New cards come out. All these cards are ass.
This set sucks. This isn't a money set. Why would you even buy this?
Exactly.
Konami hates us.
You just find a reason to complain about
this community sucks.
And I'm not saying that
why isn't there good price support?
Right?
Just
people are going to complain. I complain every now and then. I'm not going to sit up and act like I don't. It's just that.
We have gripes.
Yeah, everybody has gripes about the game. You should have gripes about the game if you care about it. At least I feel like.
Yeah, that's a good connection.
Right, you know what I mean. But my thing is, you're one of the people that no matter what happens in the game, there's a problem. And I mean, it's like we had problems with what people could with the Z's coming out, with synchros coming out.
Yeah, you're complaining about
things progressively coming out, the mechanics coming out. We had pendulums coming out. They're trying to nuke pendulums, but they bring out
Link monsters.
That's still not good enough.
Link monsters suck. They're dumb, and oftentimes I feel like you can really identify it when it's like contradictory.
Yeah.
Where it's just kind of like. We need a ban list. Ban list comes out. This ban list sucks, or this deck is stupid, and then you turn around and just there's always kind of this contradicting. It's just whatever's convenient. Just complaining almost because it's the sake of.
For the sake of hearing your own voice.
At what point are you not really enjoying playing YuGiOh anymore? I'm not saying you should quit. I'm just saying
you should reevaluate things.
You gotta reevaluate. Do you enjoy playing?
Right. If you do, why are you complaining about it? I mean, because it's still a game. Whether you play competitively or casually, it's still a game. You should find some kind of enjoyment out of it. That's pretty much half the reason of playing the game.
Yeah, if you don't like it, just play something else. I mean, or at least look in the mirror and figure something out. Because when you act like that, it's not going to change the game. It's not going to make anything better. All it's really doing is just bringing down the environment everyone else has to play in.
Right.
So you come to locals each day and there's just some guy who's obnoxious in the corner and he's just complaining about stuff. I came to locals to play YuGiOh. I didn't come to hear somebody complain about YuGiOh non-stop, This is bad. It's too expensive. Ban list sucks. Konami hates us. This deck's dumb.
Blah,
that deck's
blah,
dumb.
blah, blah, blah.
Just deal with it. You're still playing. You don't like it, quit.
I'm pretty sure nobody will miss you.
Yeah, so, if you are following these other things that we've mentioned, they probably wouldn't mind if you did. Yeah. So, I think that's all we've got.
Yeah.
Those are the signs that, maybe despite the fact that you hate this community and so toxic, maybe you're the problem. How many of these signs, not steps, how many of these signs apply to you?
Right.
And also, what have been your experiences with other players who, kind of show these? How do you deal with them? what are good ways to break free of them? Because I feel like we all have our low times. I'll admit I had a period of time where I think I complained a little too much about this game and like, you know, things like that. But like, how do you break free of all that? What would be your advice? Leave it in the comments. We'd love to know. And I think that's it. So follow us on social media. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. We got a Discord server sponsored by a TCG player. You can check them out for some cool deals on singles and sealed product. They bring us all of our pack openings. You can check it all out in the description.
They do.
And I think that's going to be it. So without further ado, don't be a toxic player. I am my turn.